Good day, gentle listener, and welcome to Notable Humanities. In the last episode, Jazzy Jeremy exploded because of his incompetence and is never returning to the podcast. And in this episode, Kinetic Cadence talks about the economy and is introduced to the podcast. Tenacious Trenton is overjoyed with Jeremy's death and also talks about the economy. From Yelp reviews to Unit 7 of AP Human Geography, this is the Yelp episode.
Hello everybody! Today we will be covering Units 7.1 and 7.8 of AP Human Geography. And just to address the elephant in the room, yes, Jeremy did actually explode. And he is actually never coming back because of your complete incompetence. Good luck.
Wait, why would you say that?
So to replace him is Cadence Smith.
Greetings and salutations, everybody.
And I hope she can exceed the very low expectations that Jeremy had when he was still with us.
What are we doing on this podcast?
Today we are reading Yelp reviews. Should we start with one?
Yeah, we should.
Well, the first review was made
Logan
D from Great Britain on December 12th, 1803.
We should read it.
It is a 5-star review that states, "Wow! Great Britain during the Industrial Revolution was truly a game changer. The innovation and progress were unmatched. Factories sprang up like mushrooms, revolutionizing production with steam engines and mechanized looms. The textile industry was booming, and cities like Manchester and Birmingham became bustling hubs of activity. Sure, there were some growing pains, child labor and pollution, but the sheer ingenuity and drive to modernize were inspiring. The railways were a standout feature, connecting towns and cities like never before, making travel and trade faster and more efficient. And let's not forget the advancements in iron and steel production, which laid the foundation of modern infrastructure. If you are a fan of progress and innovation, Great Britain this era is a must-see. 5 stars for kickstarting the modern world."
Wow, what a great review. Using this Yelp review, what was the main purpose of railways during the Industrial Revolution?
Geez, that was kind of out of nowhere. But railways were used for connecting towns and making trade and travel faster and more efficient, as stated in the Yelp review. Now I have a question for you. What is the Industrial Revolution?
A period in history when society shifted from making goods, mostly by hand, in small workshops, to using machines in large factories to produce goods in much larger quantities, drastically changing how people lived and worked, especially through new inventions and manufacturing techniques. Let's move on to the next review.
This next review was written on October 30th, 2024 by Riker K. That was the day before Jeremy's explosion.
This 1.5 review of the Denny's in Royal City, Texas says verbatim, "Denny's is a disgrace, a soulless relic of the Industrial Revolution's worst traits. The service is painfully slow. The food was cold and tasteless, and the atmosphere felt like a factory floor, lifeless, loud, and pressing. The limp bacon and burnt hash browns might as well have been cooked in a coal furnace. And the buzzing fluorescent lights were as oppressive as the smog-filled skies of the 19th century cities. Denny's embodies the same profit-driven mediocrity that exploited workers back then. And it shows in every soggy pancake and overworked employee. Then, there was an AI-addicted psychopath named Jeremy who made himself pass out on top of me and then tried to convince me to pass out on him. Never again will I subject myself to such tasteless industrial nightmare.
Oh my gosh. Everything about Jeremy that happened in that review was based on true events. Maybe he really was a psychopath with his AI girlfriend.
I saw that they included some media with their review. It looked like a picture of the food, a picture of Jeremy, and then a video of Jeremy. Why don't we play it for the listeners and watchers?
Okay. Okay.
The Yelp review mentions workers being exploited during the Industrial Revolution. Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, sure. During the Industrial Revolution, workers, particularly women and children, were widely exploited through practices like long working hours, extremely low wages, dangerous working conditions in factories and mines, lack of safety regulations, and the widespread use of child labor, where young children were forced to operate machinery in tight spaces due to their small size, all while receiving minimal pay and enduring harsh treatment. When and where did the Industrial Revolution take place?
Well, it was from 1760 to around 1830. And it started in England, but spread to continental Europe, North America, and Japan.
Well, on that note, we should head toward the next review. Go ahead with it.
This one was written by John JJS during some period of the Industrial Revolution.
Oh, I think I know this guy. That's John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. He's a good friend of the podcast. I met around the time he made this review, and he loves his spinning jennies and power looms. On that note, let's read John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt's 2.5-star review for a cottage industry in New England. It says, "They had no spinning jennies or power loom. I left that garbage heap they call a cottage industry immediately. They had nice customer service though."
That was a great review by a great friend of the podcast, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. What is a cottage industry?
A cottage industry is a small manufacturing business that's owned and operated by an individual or a family, typically operating out of a home rather than a purpose-built facility. Now my question for you is, what is the spinning jenny and power loom, and why were they significant during the Industrial Revolution?
The spinning jenny, made in 1764, and the power loom, made in 1785, were key inventions during the Industrial Revolution that revolutionized textile production. The spinning jenny, invented by James Hargreaves, allowed one worker to spin multiple spools of thread at once, greatly increasing efficiency. Edmund Cartwright's power loom automated the weaving process, replacing manual labor with mechanized production. Both inventions sped up manufacturing, reduced cost, and contributed to the rise of larger scale factories, reshaping the economy and labor systems. These innovations not only transformed the textile industry, but also played a central role in the broader Industrial Revolution, driving global trade and technological progress.
Amazing answer, Cadence. Now we have some words from our sponsor, the Bread Slicer 9000.
Have you ever had trouble slicing bread? Well, trouble no more. The Ultimate Bread Slicer 9000. The Ultimate Bread Slicer 9000 is the best overall bread slicer you will ever need. This bread slicer will cut any loaf of bread you put into it into 12 evenly sized slices in just 3 saws of the bread. It does this so efficiently because of our brand new slicing technology that we invented that uses very slicer razors to cut the bread. And if you still don't believe me, then why don't you listen to renowned chef Jonathan Bread, the inventor of the bread.
5 stars. The Ultimate Bread Slicer 9000 is easily the best bread slicer out there. Take it from me, Jonathan Bread, inventor of bread. I'd say this is the best thing since sliced bread.
Do not stand in the highway of oncoming traffic.
And welcome back, everybody. I hope everyone had a great time with the sponsor, but we need to hop right back onto the Yelp review train.
This one is by Jet C. Isn't that our geography teacher?
It sure looks like him. Let's see what he wrote on his review of Costco on January 31st, 2025.
Costco did not have my size of pants. I'm so disappointed. What else am I gonna wear? Pants from Sam's Club? I don't think so. I am not in their club. However, they did have a delicious, delectable double chunk chocolate cookie. I think that deserves 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. On a side note, I appreciate that Costco often emphasizes sustainable sourcing for its products, which aligns with the principles of sustainable development. It would be great if they could extend that commitment to their pants as well, ensuring that all materials are responsibly sourced and produced.
For this review, we got a double chunk chocolate cookie from Costco, and we are going to see if it's actually worth 5 big booms.
Okay. Wow! That was an amazing double chunk chocolate cookie. It definitely deserves 5 big booms.
Boom!
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 Boom! Boom!
Double chunk chocolate cookie was so good. Character mentioned sustainable development. What is that?
Sustainable development is economical development that is conducted without depletion of natural resources. What is encountering and why is it important?
Bazinga! Ecotourism promotes responsible travel practices. Ecotourism seeks to protect fragile ecosystems and wildlife habitats. What about we move on to the next review?
This one is by a friend of the podcast, Prinzo, reviewing a nursing home in New Jersey.
So, I'm Prunes, and I think I live in this nursing home. Some days are sunny and others are, well, let's say I forget what day it is. The staff are nice, I think. They help me with my meals, but sometimes I can't remember if I like broccoli or I just like saying broccoli. They have this garden, I think, where they grow vegetables. Yes, vegetables. Apparently they're good for you, but I'm still trying to figure out why cookies aren't on the food pyramid. I overheard them talking about something called sustainability. Sounds fancy, right? I think it means we should all hug trees and sing to the vegetables. They say they use local food, which is great, but why is there so much plastic on my tray? I'm pretty sure that's not good for the earth. I mean, I can't even remember where I put my socks, let alone how to save the planet. Overall, I'm not sure if I like it here or not. The people are nice, but I get confused a lot. Maybe you'll give it 3 stars, or is it 4? I just want to remember where I put my socks. Hey Siri, call my grandson. Or was it my cat?
I don't think she knows she was making a review.
I bet every night since Halloween Day, she has seen a light, and in that light was Jeremy. But that was still an amazing review by Bruns.
It sure was. What is resource depletion?
That's kind of off topic, but resource depletion is the gradual exhaustion of natural resources due to the overuse or unsustainable practices. Now I'm going to give you an unrelated question. What are the UN's Sustainable Development Goals?
The UN Sustainable Development Goals are 17 targets to address global challenges like poverty, inequality, and climate change by 2030. I think it's time for the next review.
Last but not least is a review by Peter P., aka Spider-Man, on May 3rd, 2002. It's a review for Tony's Green Slice in New York City.
5 stars. I've had pizza all over New York City. On rooftops, upside down, mid-swing, with Tony's green slice, top tier. Not just for the crispy crust, but because they're saving the city while feeding it. They run on solar power, use local ingredients, and pack everything in biodegradable materials. Less waste clogging up alleyways, trust me, check. Plus, they donate extra food and compost scraps, proving businesses can balance profit, people, and the planet. Great food, great mission, this place is like a superhero of sustainability. Definitely coming back. Probably through the window, Spidey.
Wowzers! Was that actually Spider-Man? If so, that is amazing. He should be a friend of the podcast. We need to contact him to figure that out.
I cannot believe it! I am absolutely flabbergasted and amazed that he would say that. Why does he keep talking about biodegradable materials? And how does it relate to sustainability?
Biodegradable materials contribute to the sustainability by reducing landfill waste, lowering environmental impact, minimizing pollution, supporting a circular economy, raising consumer awareness, driving innovation, and aiding in climate change migration through their natural decomposition and use of renewable resources. Now it's time for your weird question. Explain what would happen to the standard of living in a country if they strive to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
The UN Sustainable Development Goals would improve living standards by reducing poverty, hunger, and diseases, while enhancing education, equality, and economic growth.
Wow, you got that correct. I've noticed you look a little sad lately.
I just haven't been noticed lately. People, they're just ignoring me.
Sounds like you need a cone hat.
Tired of blending in? And don't want oncoming traffic to cripple you like me? Stand out with stylish cone hat! This trendy orange hat comes in various sizes and can be customized with stickers. $3.99 for 20 stickers. Unlike uncomfortable or dirty traffic cones, the cone hat is designed for comfort. Wondering why standing out matters? Study shows it can help you get noticed and even land you a job, and can also prevent vehicular assault. Investing in a cone hat is not just about the fashion, it's about making an impression. Plus, my team is even designing versions for animals. For just 5 payments of $4.20, you can own this must-have accessory. Stay unique and stylish with the cone hat.
I feel so noticed now because of my new cone hat. Bazinga! I can get all the jobs now.
Bazinga! I'm glad you feel so noticed, but it's time to wrap the podcast up.
Let's end it off with a joke. Why was the picky thing so wise?
Why?
Answer on the next episode! Leave your guesses in the comments.
In the next episode, we will probably cover Unit 4, while also reading people's craziest confessions, so stay tuned. Goodbye, everyone!
Bye!
We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you. We bring the boom across the red, white, and blue. We bring the boom. You gotta be all true.
You know me as the Rizzler. I'm the Panther dressed in black. Once I give your girl the wrist face, there's no chance she's coming back. I hang with AJ and Big Justin. Bring the boom, you know it's on. We're like the 3 evolutions of Pokemon.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your
Jeremy
passed away. He gets
2.
big booms. Boom! Boom!